What's going on, everyone? It's Legendary323 and we're back with a new video. And in this one, it's another unboxing and overview video. As you can see right here, this is the Sega Genesis Mini. As you know, they have released many classic edition, mini editions of consoles. However, this one has to be my favorite so far. Even though I haven't used it yet, but just for the fact that it's the Sega Genesis, because the Sega Genesis is the most nostalgic console for me, because this is the console I grew up with. Personally, I had the Sega Genesis Model 2. My brother had this one, the Model 1, and the 3-button controllers. But let's get right into it. As you can see, here's the front. Got the classic Sega badging, and then the whole black grid. So nostalgic, because a lot of the first party Sega Genesis games came with this on their case. Got Sonic the Hedgehog. Here's the side. Sonic. Another picture of the console. The rear. Oh, the games. Oh man, this game right here, many of you know, is my favorite game of all time. Street Rage 2. Street Fighter 2 is also one of my, it's up there on my top. But this is the list of games. We'll go over and do an overview. We'll see how it looks and how it plays. And there's 42 games, so let's go ahead and get right into it. But I wish there was some more games on here, but I'm pretty happy with the lineup. It's not a bad lineup. So as soon as you open it, here we have the brick. Nothing too special, just your normal micro USB brick. There's that. Micro USB cable. For sure a lot of people have one of these. Oh, that's cool. I like this a lot. It has the Sega branding on the actual USB cable. That's pretty fucking cool. Let's see, we got the controllers. There's two 3-button controllers, which is awesome. Very appreciated, the extra controllers. Let's go ahead and open one of them. Whoa. Just take one out. So, looks like a normal 3-button controller. Feels like a normal 3-button controller. Just because it's very new, I wonder if the D-pad is it, because I don't remember feeling like this, like spongy-ish. But then again, this is brand new. When I got my Sega Genesis, it came with the 6-button controller, I believe, if I remember correctly. I actually have a pretty fresh Sega Genesis 3-button controller for Sega Genesis. So I'm not gonna open this one. It's gonna be the same thing as the other one. Let me put it to the side real quick. We got your HDMI, standard HDMI, nothing too special. And some paperwork. Looks very original. That's pretty cool. Looks like the original one. Black and white. And the console itself, nothing else in here. Pretty dark. Let's go ahead and take it out. Oh baby. And let's go ahead and take out this plastic. All that gloss finish. Looks nice. All right, so as we were saying, looks good. The volume knob, you can move it up and down. It's not gonna do anything, but you can move it up and down. Power button, reset button, all working. Here's, you got your USBs. You got 2 of them. And if you wanted to use the 6-button controller, you can use a retrobit controller. It works, from what I heard. There is HDMI, micro USB for power, and the flap works. That's what I was saying. That's cool. You can't put nothing in it. It's not functional or anything. But if you like 3D print it or something, a cartridge, you could put it in there. That would look cool. All right, let's check this out. Let's connect it and check it out. All right, so this is the startup menu for the Sega Genesis Mini. I just wanted to note real quick, I am using a retrobit Sega Genesis 6-button controller. And then I'm also going to give this one a try. This is also a retrobit controller, but this is the Sega Saturn one. So I don't see why these wouldn't work. Well, this Sega Saturn one wouldn't work. And also I will link it in the description on where you could buy yours. So let's go ahead and give this a setup. So we're gonna select our language for English. Oh man, was that the music from Sonic? Sounds so familiar. Let's go to settings and check out the settings. Please read before playing. Languages, screen settings. Okay, so you get to choose your screens. So you could do, what is this? Crop or CRT. Okay, I see. You could do CRT filters on any of them. So you could do full screen or 4:3. Let's do full screen. Wallpaper settings. You can set the wallpapers if you wanted that. I'll go this. So far the 6-button controller feels just fine. You go back. All right, so let's give a game a try real quick. So it's sorted by release dates right now. You could change it from A to Z, genres, number of players, release dates. Let's go to A to Z. Let's go, of course, to one of my favorite games, Street Rage. Gotta give Street Rage 2 a little quick play, see how it feels, see if I like it. Just skim through all this. Okay, we're gonna pick Axel, and then once we start a little bit with it, then I'm going to switch controllers. You gotta get that extra life, always beginning. Hit him with the Grand Alpha. Okay, let's switch controllers. Just give it a shot. Let's see if the Sega Saturn controller will work. And like I mentioned, I don't see a reason for this controller not to work. It should work just fine. But this is a long ass cable too. So if you have this connected to your living room setup and you want to go ahead and play, you don't have to use a USB extender or anything. This cable should work just fine. All right, let's see. So now I'm using the Sega Saturn one and it works. I actually like the feel of this controller much more than the Sega Genesis one. Feels good. Can't throw me. I'm unthrowable. But yeah, okay. So I wondered, is there a button configuration that you could go back to the main menu? And then this is also a full screen mode and it looks great. I haven't tried the CRT filter. I'm not a big fan of the CRT filters at all. So there's that. I don't know that there's a button combination you could do to go back to the main screen. But the reset button will. So let's go ahead and do the reset button. Oh, and then this is where you can save games. Oh, I guess the controller doesn't want to work no more. Oh, that's lame. So what if I do this? The controller doesn't work no more. What that? That's interesting. Was the controller dead already? So unplugged it, plugged it back in. Let's see if this works. Okay, it works again. That's so weird. I don't know why I did that. I must have pressed the button combination to disable it or something. I don't know. So you have 4 save slots. You can save and load your progress by pressing the reset button. I gotta look into more of seeing if there's a button configuration you could press to bring this menu up. Alright, so if you're using the 6-button controller from Retrobit using the Sega Genesis or the Sega Saturn one, and you want to get back to the main menu, you press the left shoulder button and that will bring up the menu to get back to the main menu and the save state menu. Now if you're using the 3-button controller that came with the console, you hold start for 5 seconds. Hope that was okay. Not sure, but let's go to main menu. Whoops. Let's go to main menu. Yes, that's fine. Let's try out some Street Fighter real quick. Street Fighter 2. And it gives you a little brief summary too on every time you click on a game, which is pretty cool. Capcom. Street Fighter days. Let's see, game. Let's give this a shot real quick. All right, let's just be basic and be Ryu. So this brings back all kinds of memories. And then for me, Sega Genesis has a distinctive sound for their games. The 6-button controller works for all 6 buttons. Oh man. Oh, she can't jump on me. She gonna jump again? We're gonna get perfect? Perfect! Yes. Alright, so that is the Sega Genesis Mini. So far, like I mentioned at the beginning, this is one of the ones I'm most hyped about, and it feels so nostalgic. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's for like for those of you that grew up with NES and NES Classic came out. I got one of those and the Super Nintendo, and it's fun with NES too because I kind of grew up with it, but it wasn't my first console. That was mine. I would say the Sega Genesis was the first console that was purchased for me, as a gift, which is why I like it so much. And not only that, one of my favorite games is on the Sega Genesis, which is Street Racer 2, like I mentioned like 1,000 times. Anyways, there's that. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good day, and hope you guys picked up one. And if you did pick up one, let me know what you thought about it. And so till next time, whenever that is.